So dude had a wife and a girlfriend. Me, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your first time, welcome. My name is Mira. Nice to meet you. I hope you enjoyed this video and not to want to become a part of this amazing family. I'm just saying, okay, hit the subscribe button. It's completely free. Anyway, in today's video I'm going to be giving you another story time, and some of you have told me that you actually like my story time, and I have so many crazy ones, you guys. You can't even imagine some of the stories I usually have to keep to myself. Now before I continue, this is a disclaimer. This place is a safe space, so whatever we say or whatever we do, it's like a safe bubble. Okay, we don't need, this place is not for your judgmental people. It is not the place for you. Okay, so if you're judgmental, keep it to yourself and just click out of this video. And by the way, this happened like a long time ago, literally. Like, this happened before all my other story times happened. I didn't want to tell most of these stories because I felt like people would judge me and all those things, but I mean, people will judge you regardless, right? So I might as well just say it. Mind you, these are like true events. This is how everything unfolded. I'm not sugarcoating it or hiding my own parts of the story or whatever in any way. So without saying too much, let's get right into the story. Okay guys, so we used to live in the barracks. Now this guy that I'm talking about, let's name him, what should we name you guys? Lucas or Kofari, which one? I don't know, you guys let me know. So I met Kofari while we were living in the barracks. Back then my stepdad was like still in the military, he's retired now. And you guys, I have this thing where when I'm sad, I honestly do not want people to see me cry. Like, it took me years to actually accept that I'm a very emotional person, but at the same time, I'm a Scorpio, okay? So I don't like people seeing that I'm weak. So on this particular day, I don't know what happened at home, but I was like, it was one of those days that I was just down. And I didn't want to cry at home, so I remember my mom sent me to go get something for her. Wasn't my mom or my dad? I don't remember, or I just lied I was going to get something, I don't know. Back then, when I was like very sad or whatever, my only way of processing is like to take a walk, and while I'm walking I would probably cry or do something to like get better. So it was one of those days. But I remember going out and I was like, okay, I'm going to get something. So when I bought the thing and I was coming back home, I was just walking like low-key crying, literally. Like I was just low-key shedding tears and just walking. Then out of nowhere, this guy. So out of nowhere, this guy pulls up in a bed behind me and he goes like, hey, how are you? And I used to have like very dry eyes. Like I can cry sometimes and you won't see. Now my eyes are like all puffy and stuff like that. So like as soon as he said that, I quickly wiped and I was like, hi. And I wasn't nice, and I had earpiece in my ears too. So it was the fact that the car stopped that made me realize that someone was talking to me. So I took them out and I was like, hi, and then we started talking. Hey, what's your name? Blah blah, like a bunch of stuff. And for some weird reason, usually I'm not very nice when I'm walking, especially when I need some time alone. The normal me would have just said, hi, how may I help you, and or something and move on. But it was nice, so we started talking. And it was like, why are you walking alone, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going home, and a whole bunch of things. And we started talking, and he was like, okay, like why don't you just exchange numbers? I can drop you home if you want. I was like, nah, I need a walk, so I'm gonna walk. And he's like, okay, so can I have your number? And I gave him my number. So fast forward, I get home. I didn't know who this guy was, by the way. He just mentioned his name and we moved on. That very day, as soon as I got home, he texted me, which was actually the point. I don't like people who call me. So he texted me and then he was like, hey, what's up, can I call you? And I'm like, fine. And he called me and then we started talking, and then he was like, oh, my name is this. And then he asked me where I school. At the time, I had just gained admission to the Ghana Institute of Journalism. Once I told him that I was a journalist, he was like, oh my god, are you sure you're not gonna like publish everything we are seeing right now on the blog or whatever? Something corny like that. And he told me about how he once knew this journalist whom he confided in, and the person like went out and like published it, and it was like a big scandal. So as time went on, I realized that he was actually in the military as well. He was like an officer, like a big guy, like a big officer or whatever. But at the time, I didn't, you guys, I was so naive when I was extremely naive. So at the time I didn't care. I was like, okay. But he was interesting, like his stories were nice, and he was open-minded, and he was intelligent. You guys who know me, like, you know my thing about intelligent men. And he was also very quiet and like well collected and all those things. So from that day we started talking. I remember one of those days he was like, okay, let's go out on a date. It was a beach place. And I love the beach, by the way, just in case you didn't know. So when he said, oh, let's go there, I was like, oh, awesome. So we went there, and I remember like on the first day, it was nice, it was calm, he was very organized, and he would look at me like direct in the eye and give me some corny ass compliments. Now they're corny, but back then they were so romantic. Then I would like just blush away and all those things. So while we're talking, like naturally, I don't ask too many questions when I meet someone for the first time, because I'm not trying to judge you based on what you do or where you come from and all those things. So usually I like to get to know someone before I ask questions. So on that very night, I don't know what happened, I was like, oh, are you married? I started asking questions, because I mean, if he's in the military and like with the rank he was at, it was like, oh, it would be weird. He looked very young, he was young actually. So for someone in his rank, like, I mean, there might be something. So I asked him, I was like, are you married? And he started laughing. He was like, nah, he's not married, but he has a daughter. Okay. Now another thing you should know about me is that I love kids, okay? Unfortunately, over the years, I've learned not to mingle with kids too much. Parents sometimes don't like it, but I love kids. So I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh yeah. So when I first joined the military, when I met this lady who was amazing, and we were just like trying to go out, but it ended up having a baby and whatever. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, okay. And I'm like, so like, are you guys together? And he's like, no, not really. Like, he just moved to Accra. He wasn't whatever. Oh, another thing, you guys. So another thing that drew me to him was that while we were talking, I realized that he had lived in the north before. Now I'm not just in case you didn't know that. So the fact that he knew a bunch of things about the north and all those things were also interesting. So he told me that, oh yeah, he had just moved to Accra, and that he has a baby mama, but they don't live together or like that kind of thing. They don't have anything of that sort, you guys. The lies men tell. Anyway, as time went on, we became extremely close. Like literally, I would go to school and he would come and pick me up from school. I would spend time with him. We would go on like dates. We were like out almost all the time. Now at that time, because he had just moved to Accra, he was in like one of those officers' quarters, but it wasn't the place he was supposed to be in. Like he was supposed to be in a much bigger place. By the time he got transferred, there was no space. But they were still looking for an apartment for him or renovating it. I don't know what the story was. We dated for almost 2 years. Like actually for 2 years, straight up. My friends are really laughing in the comment section. But yeah, maybe you guys remember this. He looked like an angel. He was extremely calm. He was collected. Like I was saying, he was the kind of man that you would see and say, nah, this one he cannot do wrong in my eye. So I remember back then, when I was going out with him, we had plans. It got the time that he had to go for peacekeeping. And I think his peacekeeping was actually for a year. So I remember when he was going to go, he was like, oh, like we should make plans and go to Kenya. Because like, at that time, I had never been anywhere. And then he was like, let's go to Kenya, it might be fun. Whatever, you guys, whatever. First of all, at the time, I was just thinking about what my parents would do if I travel, because my parents were not nice. But that's another story for another time. It got to time that he had to go for peacekeeping. Now, another thing I realized was that before he traveled, he started attending this dance school. So the thing about military men or actually officers is that you constantly have to continue learning. And I think he was like then doing his master's or something in one of these universities. So during that time, sometimes he would go to class, come and pick me up, then we'll go to his place, blah, blah. So while he was in school, sometimes he'd be like, oh, I have a project to work, or I have this and I have that. And me, see, you guys, see, if any of my exes are here, they'll tell me that I'm one of the most supportive girlfriends. Like, if you tell me that, babe, I have to do this, I'll be like, oh, go you, like, I will support you. So back then, when he told me that he has a project work, I'll be like, oh, babe, like, what can I do to help, or whatever, that kind of thing. So this guy went for peacekeeping, and when he went, because I don't know if it was because he was an officer or whatever, but when he went, like, he came back frequently. I think he came back in the first 3 months or 6 months, I'm not sure. Went back and came back again. And so like we kept in touch all the time, we were talking all the time. And he would always call me and beg me like, babe, you have to wait for me, that kind of thing, like, you know, all those cheesy stuff. Hey guys. So back then, whenever we were together, someone would call him and then he would answer, and then there was a name he gave to that person that made it look like the person was his mom. At least that's what I thought. So I used to think, oh my god, he's so close to his mom. Now, another thing I've observed is that men who are usually very close to their mom usually know how to treat women right. So back then I used to think that, oh my god, he's so close to his mom, like, that's cute, guys. Was it his mom though? Was it his mom? He went for peacekeeping for almost a year, even though he came back a couple of times. But you guys, I waited for this guy for literally a year. I was so naive, telling everyone down, telling people that no, my boyfriend is out and he's gonna be back. If you're young and you're watching this, okay, it's fine. So this guy came back from peacekeeping, and like, you guys, we went back to how we were. But the only difference is that he became extremely jealous. Like, he would literally, sometimes he would check my phone, he would wonder, babe, what are you? Like, where are you? That kind of thing. I don't know if I've said that this before. A man who cheats is usually looking for signs around. He's like usually edgy around you. He's insecure, and he's always looking for ways to see if you are cheating. Because I mean, not just a man, a partner who cheats does that. They're always looking out to see if you've done something wrong, if something is not right. At the time, I was a naive girl. I didn't even consider what was happening, you guys. So this guy was like, whatever, check around my chat to see if I'm doing something. I didn't know he was even looking through my phone. Like, my phone was always there. I remember there was this particular night that I went to sleep over at his place, and by then I had moved to my hostel, so I could come. You guys, kids. The tissue camp is extremely huge, so we're living in the same place. So I would literally, sometimes I would leave school, come and see him in the barracks, but I would not go home. So one of this time I came in and like I had to sleep over. Like, we had finished like playing games and all those things, and I fell asleep. Turns out while I was asleep, he went to my phone, checked my messages, and printed them out. I'm not joking. He literally printed my chat out. Now, I tend to send a lot of emojis. Like, if someone says, "Oh, you're beautiful," I'll send an emoji. Like, I do that a lot. If you're on my Snapchat, my Instagram, you would know that I send kisses and emojis to everybody. It is just who I am. So I remember back then, the next day he was like, "Who is this person? Like, who's that person?" And like, he didn't want to show me that he had seen my chat, like he had printed it from my whatever. But it just made it look like he was just talking. Now, you guys, where he was living, most of the time I would go and stay there for like a while or whatever. And you know, you guys, it just felt like there was no sign of any other woman. It was just us. Like, you guys. Anyway, let me continue speaking. And he couldn't find anything, but he would be asking me, "Who is this guy and why is he hating on you so hard?" And I'm like, I actually told him about some of it, but I never mentioned him. So I was this girl who would like tell you that, "Oh, this person hates on me," or "That person hates on me." So he printed my chat out. I didn't know that, and he was like, "Who's this guy? Why are you not blocking him?" Blah blah. I'm like, so eventually I realized that he had printed out my chat. Like, and I am one of those people, I do not touch people's phones. I'm not gonna lie, sit here and say that I've never done it. I have, but I do not do it. Okay, naturally, I don't read people's chats. I don't touch my partner's phone. You see, even my own mother, if her phone is ringing and I'm like sitting there, I would not answer unless she says, "Mira, answer." That is just who I am. That is how I was brought up. I don't touch other people's stuff, and I don't expect other people to touch my stuff. So I remember when he did that, I was like, why would you do that? I mean, I have nothing to hide. Like, if you ask me, I would give my phone to you, but I would never do that to you. So why would you do that? Another thing about me is that if you check my phone, then I feel like it's okay for me to check your phone as well. Like, I would not do it, but don't do it if you don't want me to do it to you. That's the thing. So I remember when he said, like, when he did that, like, we had an argument about it, and then like he was like, "Okay, yeah, blah blah," and then sorry else. Because honestly, there was nothing to see on my phone. Okay, fast forward. I remember there was this time that he said he had to go to the north and do something, and he was like, "Do I want to come?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever." So he was like, "Oh, I have to go to the north and do something, but I have to pass by and see my mom before I go. Do you want to come?" I'm like, "Oh, we there? Like, have we reached that stage?" Okay, I wasn't excited. Like, I like meeting my man's mom, but it's scary, you guys. It is extremely scary, and I'm extremely shy around them. So I usually try to avoid that. So I was like, "Oh, do you want to come?" No. I don't even think he told me that we're going to see his mom. He told me that he wanted, like, we should take a road trip. He was going to the north. "Do I want to come?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, cool, whatever." Like, I had nothing to do that. It was a weekend and I had nothing to do. And I'm like, "Okay, fine, let's go." So I think while we're on our way, he was like, "Oh, he wants to see his mom as well, so we should pass by and see him." Now, you guys, while we're on this road trip, we had an accident. See, a big thank you to God for being amazing. Like, I'm just, you know what, I feel like I'm actually preaching right now. On our way, not knowing they were trying to make a toll booth on the way, so they had dug a hole in front of the road out of nowhere. We were driving in the evening because we didn't want to miss traffic or anything. So while he was speeding, there was no sign, nothing at all. So we got to a part and we realized that there was a heap of sand. Because they had dug that hole, there was like, the road was like a tiled road, and all of a sudden like it was like a rough road, and there was a heap of sand. They had created like a small place where you could pass by and go. So before he could say Jack, he saw this heap of sand, okay, you guys. So it was either the heap of sand, or he entered, like he hits like a pole or something. You guys, he didn't go through the heap of sand. He went through he turned the other way. This thing I'm talking about right now, you guys, it wasn't funny. Like I was convinced that I was gonna die. And luckily for us, turns out that if he had gone into the heap of sand, he would have ended up in the hole. And the hole had like iron bars in it, so you guys would have died. Like it's a fact. So each time I remember that thing, I actually say Jesus took the wheel, because Jesus literally took the wheel that day, you guys. Until date, I'm excited because I would have been dead with someone's. Anyway, never mind. So I remember when that happened, like we're both shaking. By then he had told me that, okay, we're gonna go see his mom first before we continue. So I was like, okay. So when that happened, we couldn't like continue the trip on that very day. We had to go sleep in like a guest house and then continue the next day. So the next day they fixed his car, and then we like, okay, let's continue the trip. We went to his mom's house and we got there. His mom was super nice, you guys. His mom was amazing. Yo, like they pounded fufu, like the mom treated me like a queen. So we ate and then we slept over. Next day we continued. So while we were on our way, he was like, oh, like he had a call, and then apparently the meeting has been postponed or whatever because he couldn't make it. And besides, since we are both still shaking and all that, it's advisable that we go back to Accra, which was fine by me because like Charlie, at that point I had lost hope. I didn't even want to go anymore. So we turned around and then we came back to Accra. So when we came back to Accra, like everything still went back to normal and things were still going on smoothly until one particular day, whenever I had an assignment, he would like ask me to come over and then we would do it together. So there was this particular day that I told him that I was doing an assignment and I was stressed. He was like, I should come over and then we can figure it out together. You guys, at that time he was doing another course in the military, like a different course. So he had, even though he had this place that he was living, he had moved to like the school's premises. So I went to his place and then like we're there, like we're talking and then like we're doing the assignment. So he was helping me out and like eventually he dozed off. While I was doing, like I think I was doing it on his laptop. Yes, my laptop had crashed, like had spot or something. So I was doing it on his laptop. So while I was like doing, I realized that there was like a notification from a girl. Let's call her Patricia. So there was a notification from my girl, okay? I'm like, okay. So what was happening was that he had connected his phone to his MacBook. So each time he got a notification on an alert on his phone, I would get it on the MacBook as well. So while I was there, but I think back then he was using Viber. I downloaded Viber because when he went for Peacekeeping, like, we were talking on that one. So he was getting it on Viber and like on WhatsApp. So like it kept coming, like messages kept coming, like they were too much. And like I saw one about like, I miss you, like I had an amazing time, something like that. Because my heart skipped. I'm like, so I quickly tapped on it, and there it was, like, guys, messages from like girl talking about, even though like talking about casual stuff, but at the same time it was like someone who definitely knew her, and he was talking about how she had a good time when she was there with him, blah blah blah. And I'm like, so like while I was eating, like he woke up and I think it dawned on him that something like that had happened. So he like quickly jumped up and he came and was like, no, it's not what you think. I know what you're thinking right now. It's not what you think. She's my mate. You know, like the school, the other school, the university, my master's. She's my class. We're in the same group. Whatever. You know how you see, like you see something, and someone just makes you feel like you're stupid. That is one of the things I'm talking about. The manipulative man. So this guy goes back. You guys, like I said, he looked like an angel. So he went like, he started going like, no, she's not my girlfriend. She's nothing to me. She has a fiancé. I can show you pictures. You guys, and it was true. She actually had a fiancé. She was dating someone who she was about to get married to. That's another story for another day. So he was like, she has a fiancé. Like I can show you proof. He showed me proof. Like you see, like she's dating someone. It's serious, and she's just my colleague. Like I got to know her because when I was. So he told me the story about how he met her. Now there's another thing about him too. He was very political. Like he's, you know, those people who speak one. That's how, and whenever he's lying, that's how he speaks. He would like say 111, and he would always say just so he can. I knew, you guys, I'm very good at reading people, so I knew whatever he was lying, okay? But he was lying, and at the time I didn't want to believe the truth. Like, I wanted to believe him so bad that he was speaking complete bullshit. I was like, I kind of believed him. So fast forward, after that, like, I believed him, but like, I was like, there's something off. There's something off. So I remember, like, I kept going on and on about it, and then he would, like, he tried so hard to convince me that it wasn't it. But like, after that, we weren't in the best of places. Like, we were there, we were very close, but I still had that thing that he might be cheating. So there's this particular day that I came to his place again, and you guys, I was with him, and something happened, and I was like, okay, you know what, I have to go see my mom, because, you know, I was in the barracks. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. He has to go to class when he gets back, and then I could go to his place at any time I wanted. So we were like, okay, so he's going to class as well, so when I come back, I can come see him or whatever. And I went. Turns out when he went to class, he closed with her. So he kept asking me, I hope you're not coming right now, I hope you come later. And I'm like, oh yeah. And so I was updating him the time I'll come, you guys. Turns out he got back with this girl, and they were doing their own thing. Like, I could feel it in my guts that something was not right. So when I was coming, I didn't see anything. From my place to his place wasn't that far, so I walked from that place. Now, unfortunately for him, he had like opened his window and like drawn the curtains. So I got there and I could hear him speaking to someone. So I peeped and I saw that there was like this girl, guys. She was the exact opposite of me. Like, she was thick. Her hips were this, like, yo, she was like serious Coca-Cola shape, like, you know. And here I am skinny, like, I'm like, okay. What is going on here? So as soon as I knocked, the girl quickly like ran to the back door, and he came out, started like begging me, and he was like, it's not what you think, I would explain everything to you, whatever. She's like not in the right state of mind right now, her boyfriend did whatever, some bullshit, some complete bullshit, you guys. She was almost naked. She was in like a pants and bra. I don't know if they were about to do it before I got there, or they had finished doing it and she was getting ready, I don't know. I'm like, so why is she half naked? Back then, when I'm upset, I just like leave. So I was so upset that I left. Mistake, big mistake. So I left, which was good for him. So when I left and like, so I was like, nah, let me get to the bottom of this. I came back. When I was coming back, I realized that the girl came to sit in his car and he drove off. Instead of begging, and he was telling me that no, it's not what I think, it has nothing to do with that, and that she's about to get married, and her boyfriend, the same bullshit. Like, her boyfriend, you guys don't judge me, like I said, I was very naive, okay, and that her boyfriend did this and that, and that's why she just needed comforting, and apparently wine spilled on her dress, and that's why she was half naked. Hey! Pointers, military back there is scab, I swear. And that wine spilled on her dress, and that's why she was like half naked. And my stupid self believed him all over again. There was always something weird happening. Like, he always had food in his fridge, even though we never ate that. He always had food in his fridge and all that. But at the time, I thought he had like a chef to like who cooks those things for him. Turns out it was that girl. So like, I went to his place again, and then like, he started talking to the same woman that I told you that he speaks to her, and like, it's like his mom. So when he was speaking, I was like, is that your mom? Can I say hi? And he was like, shh. And then he hung up. And the woman called him back. And he's like, did I hear a woman's voice? Like, who was she? Who is that? That kind of thing. And I'm like, so that particular day, I didn't see anything. When that happened, he was like, oh, it was like something very important that his mom was talking about. That's why it happened, whatever. He used to like put his daughter's picture as his DP a lot. But what he used to do was that sometimes his daughter's picture would like, it would look like she's grown. Sometimes it would look like she's young. What is happening? Sometimes she's grown, sometimes she's not grown. What is going on? What is happening? Why is it? But at the time I thought maybe he was just like switching between her young, like when she was young and when she was old. Turns out dude had 2 kids. You guys. Turns out dude had 2 kids, and he was just like playing with my mind, like, because he had lied to me and he didn't want me to know. He was literally switching. When I read his Viber messages and all this, I realized that the girl was asking of like 2 kids' names. Like, he was asking, oh, how is this person and how is this person? But I still did not put them together. Like, I didn't connect the dots. So on this particular day, after that thing happened, I was sitting down and I was like, you know what? Now I really don't believe this guy. So I have to find out. Like, I really have to find out. So that particular day, he left his phone on the floor. Do not do this, okay? I do not advise anyone to do this. if you ever feel like you should check your man's phone or your woman's phone, that is the day you should leave that relationship, because it means there is no longer trust. It means things have gone outside the window. It means a whole bunch of things. I am not proud of checking his phone, but at the same time, I feel like if I hadn't, I would have been in a miserable relationship that would have literally broken me down. So I do not recommend that you do it, okay? So you know what? I've had it. Like, I have to know what's really going on. So you guys, I checked and I realized that this guy, first of all, he has 2 kids. Secondly, the woman he was speaking to that I thought was his mom was not his mom. It was his wife. And at the time, I was checking the relationship. Like, so I went to Patricia's messages and I was checking her messages, and Patricia was his girlfriend as well. Patricia had a fiance, but she was his girlfriend as well. So dude had a wife and a girlfriend. Me, I thought I was his girlfriend as well. So I guess 2 girlfriends, you guys. This guy knew my mom. Like, he found a way of meeting my mom. He knew my mom. He knew my sisters. When I was moving to the university, he was the one that came and packed everything. Like, okay, let me continue. So while I was reading, I realized that he was talking to Patricia and was like talking about buying her a car. Like, he forced her to go to a driving school because he wanted to buy her a car. You guys, he hadn't even known Patricia for that long. And I'm like, eh? That very day he was like, oh, he's going to get a haircut, let's go, and blah blah. And I had finished reading the chat. You know how you read someone's message and you're not sure if you should confront them or not, because you know very well that what you did was bad. There I am, sitting down, like shaking, literally. I couldn't believe that he had done that to me, first of all, because this guy was literally an angel. I'm not even exaggerating. And secondly, how do you have 2 girls plus a wife? How are you gonna promise one person a car? He had changed drastically, by the way. He had changed drastically. At that time, he would say, oh, I want to do this for you, and then like, he'd change his mind the next minute. Like that, like he had changed so much. That particular day I confronted him. I was just like, oh, hey, I heard you are buying cars for ladies now. I mean, where's mine? I mean, he was like, wait, what? I'm not buying cars. And at that time he had 2 cars. And his family, turns out his family was about to move back to Accra. I'm coming. So I was like, oh, so I heard you're buying cars for ladies now. What's up? Like, when am I getting mine? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, so you're married? And you never told me. He's like, no, I'm not married. But you have 2 kids, right? And he was quiet. He's like, oh, yeah, he has 2 kids. But he thought that if he tells me, I'll not believe him, blah, blah. And I'm like, what of Patricia? And he goes like, I've told you so many times. Like, he got off defensive. Like, he goes like, I told you several times, she's not like that. So I started giving him facts, evidence, whatever. And he was like, you went through my phone? I'm like, yeah. Can you count the number of times you've been through my phone? So like, you think it's okay for you to go through my phone, but it's not for me to go through your phone? Where is that written? Where? Show me where the rule says that a man can go through the lady's phone, but the lady cannot go through her man's phone. Show me. And he goes like, no, you shouldn't have done that, and there's nothing, she's just good, and then she's been cooking for me all this. And I'm like, I thought you told me that it was a chef that was cooking for you all this while. So it was her. And he's like, yeah, and whatever happened, it was nothing serious, it was just a fling, and she's about to get married. If I don't believe, I should ask her. And so you are confidently telling me that you are sleeping with someone who is engaged to be married, and you yourself, you're married with 2 kids. And he goes like, no, I'm not married. I told you the truth. The only thing I omitted was that I have 2 kids, and like, we're not officially married, we just live together. And I'm like, yo, I've been living, like, I come to your house all the time, I've never seen your wife, what are you talking about? And I was like, yeah. So apparently when he was moving to Accra, because his place was not ready yet, his wife had to continue living in the north. So he came first to find a place, but it took 2 years for them to get his place ready. So all those times that he was going to the north for business trips, it was all a scam. He was going to meet his wife. And you know what the weird part is? That at the time I found out this information, his wife was pregnant. Well, I don't know if I should say his wife or his girlfriend or his whatever. His partner was pregnant again. The day I found out, he told me that he's sorry, he didn't mean to lie to me, now he's coming clean. You guys, like, I swear to God, you guys, it took me forever, because I'm someone, when I get something, I want to know everything. Like, I wanted to know everything. What happened? What have you been lying to me about? It took me forever for me to convince him, for me to get the truth out of him. And when I finally was like, yes, I didn't mean to lie to you, and this is what's happening. She's like, she's due in like a couple of days, like she's due in this month or something, like some bullshit like that. And I'm like, eh? So all this while, you actually had 2 kids. The 3rd one is on the way. You're married, and very soon your wife will be moving to Accra. So what was I like? I was just anyway, the very day he told me everything, I was like, okay, you know what? It was nice meeting you. I'm glad we had this. Like, you guys, I cried. Like, I cried my heart out. I cried for days. Like, I didn't think he was the one, because I don't go into a relationship thinking that, okay, I'm gonna get married to this person or whatever. But we had built something 2 freaking years. Like, I waited for you. I thought you had my back and I had yours. You know, like, we had built something. Only for me to know that you're actually married for 2 freaking years and you managed to keep that from me. Like, how the hell do you keep a whole family? How the hell do you keep a whole wife and kids? How? Anyway, I'm very sure you'll be watching this video. Hi. Now that I think about it, I'm actually glad it happened. But I was so naive. I was so innocent that no matter how hard I think about it, I just didn't deserve it. I think no one deserves it. And that being said, ladies, it doesn't matter if you're always in his house 24/7 or whatever. A man can hide whatever he wants to hide from you. And just because he treats you right, you guys, this guy knew my mom, okay? This guy took me to school. Like, he would pick me up. Like, he would treat me like a prince. He would open the door for me. Like, my friends knew him. Everyone thought I was living the perfect life. Like, he was that cool. Turns out he wasn't, okay? All that while, all those, I met his mom, for God's sake. And it was just a scam. Can you imagine? Okay. I'm not crying, I'm sad. But yeah, I don't feel that pain anymore. At the time, I thought I was gonna die. I thought my life was over. I thought I was never going to get over it. But look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now, okay? So I guess what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter what you're going through right now. People have been through worse, okay? If you're going through a heartbreak right now, it's fine, okay? That too shall pass. Do not let whatever man who's holding you down, let that woman who's holding you down keep holding you down, okay? Like I said, there's no judgment here, okay? It is fine. We all make mistakes. I learned from them, and I'm so happy I did. I guess what I'm trying to say is that do not be that woman who goes through your man's phone. Do not be that man who goes through your wife's or your girlfriend's phone, because once you get to that stage, it means you've lost something very great. It means there's no longer trust in a relationship, and that can be a double-edged sword, okay? I mean, if you're if you're like in a relationship where you guys are both very open and you show your phones to each other, it's perfect. It is completely normal, but most of the time it is not healthy to keep checking each other's phone, especially if you're doing it because you want to find something. I mean, what happens when you find that thing? I'm not saying that. If you feel like that is your own way of finding the truth and moving on, then fine, do whatever makes you feel good. Some of you are naturally crazy. Some girls are naturally crazy and would just need that assurance every now and then. Do you, okay? But I do not think it's healthy at all. Another thing is that it doesn't matter how long you live with someone or how long you've been with someone. If it's not right, if the time is up and you feel like whatever you have between you is not right, move on. It will be hard, it will be tough, but you have to move on, okay? I've had way too many men lying about me to like keep staying with people who do not deserve my loyalty, who do not deserve my love, who do not deserve my attention, and you should too. And finally, love yourself enough, okay? Before you, I say this all the time, if a man is manipulating you, you would know. That doesn't mean that you should leave every other man who, like, as soon as something goes wrong. I naturally count wrongs, like not count literal count, but I mark down wrongs. Okay, how often do you break your promises? How often do you do this? How often do you do that? If you see the red flags, do not wait, because like when the red flags finally, like when it finally gets there, when it finally explodes, it's usually huge. The repercussions are insane. So protect yourself, protect your energy, and whoever your partner is, make sure that, I mean, you can never be completely sure that he's 100% or whatever, but in the end, look out for you, okay? If you see red flags, follow through. If I had asked questions, if I had made sure that I asked proper questions at the beginning, I don't think my heart would have been that broken. Let me know in the comment section if you've been through any of these crazy stories, if you've been through anything like this before. Some of you actually reached out to me when I spoke about my psycho ex-boyfriend, and it was so lovely to hear from you guys. So you can email me, you can DM me on Instagram, you can send me a message on Snapchat, and I would love to read them. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I mean, seriously, like seriously, if you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Like, you just, like, if you've watched to this far, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, okay? Just do it. And I'll see you in my next video.